All right, so we got an untrimmed 12-pound brisket. Gonna trim this up, try to square it off, get rid of any high points, bad areas. They won't cook up very well. What you want to do is look for bad, hard fat. Right there's a big line of it. This fat you're gonna end up trying to trim to about 1/4 of an inch. Don't be afraid to trim. You got a ton of meat. Like I said, this was a 12-pounder. And it's more important to get the bad stuff off than it is to leave a little bit more meat. You're gonna end up trimming all this stuff off. A bunch up in here. You just gotta kind of look at it as you go through it. All right, so let's get started here. You try not to get into your meat too much, but you do want to try to get this fat down to where it's got a chance to render. There's not a whole lot on this part that needs to come off on this end. A little too deep there. See down here, it's real thin. You gotta try to fix that up a little bit because it's gonna cook a lot quicker. You'll get a lot of burnt. Start getting in here, find that line. No, that looks like good meat, but it'll all burn. So, just gotta get rid of it. Yeah, that's too bad, but you gotta do it. There's nothing you can really do about how they cut it at the packer. I kind of started talking about this like people would know what we're looking at here. I guess to get a little simpler, brisket, there's two parts to one. You got the flat all down through here, and then the point. The flat is actually a lot leaner. It looks like it's got more fat, but it doesn't. It's just this cap. The point is the part that has a lot of the intermuscular fat. That's where you hear people talk about burn ends. They come from down here. And you can make, this is where the best meat comes from, in my opinion, when you eat a brisket. Some restaurants, especially I noticed this down in Texas, they'll ask you if you want lean brisket or fatty brisket, and what they're talking about is whether you want point or flat. If you don't like a lot of fat in your food, go with the flat. All right. Kyle, you see anything I'm missing over there? Looks like a little bit right here.
Not too bad. It's got pretty good marbling.
Well, I meant any fat.
No, I was just saying the marbling's actually pretty good on that brisket.
Good. Right there. I know it feels like you're cutting a ton off of it, and you really are, but like I said earlier, it's definitely worth it to do. And if you feel really hard chunks, even if it looks like great meat, you want to get that out because it'll never, you see that, it'll never get, that won't ever cook down. It's always going to be tough and chewy and gristly. There is some good meat right there, so I'm trying to be careful, but